Welcome to the What's Our Verdict podcast, where we fashion ourselves cinematic judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder. I'm here with my co-hosts, Matt Senheiner.
Better red than dead.
Javier Ortiz.
What is up, my nerds?
And Ian Anderson.
Some shit.
We appreciate your help growing the podcast. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification button so you can keep up on all of our spoiler-free reviews. Go check out our website, whatsourverdict.com, where you can sign up for our newsletter, get exclusive content and updates. You can also pick up some sweet, sweet merch with our faces on it and interact with us. The question we always ask, if you ever find yourself wondering if you spend the time, money, or both on a movie, to help with that question, each week we put a movie on trial, discuss the facts, pass judgment, and let you know our verdict. Today we're reviewing Jackass Forever. It was released February 4th, 2022. It was directed by Jeff Tremaine. It stars Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, Chris Pontius, Rachel Wolfson, Jeff Tremaine, Dave England, Jason Weeman Acuna, Preston Lacey, Aaron McGahee, and Eric Andre. After 11 years, the Jackass crew is back for their final crusade. This is our spoiler-free review, where we'll rate this movie on a 3-tiered scale. Worth it, meaning you should watch this movie as soon as possible. Stream it, meaning wait until you can watch it for free. Then finally, not impressed, meaning you shouldn't watch it at all. You can listen to our deep dive review on Jackass Forever on Monday, February 14th. Be a nice Valentine's Day present for you. So go check that out. So let's do a spoiler free.
Speaking of Valentine's Day presents, Jackass.
It's the gift that
Ian,
kept on giving.
Ian, you want to elaborate on what type of present they'll be receiving upon being a viewer of this movie?
Yeah, Ian, why don't you give us our spoiler free?
You can get at least like 20 to 30 minutes of really awkward angles of the mail package that I was just not expecting to be as in-depth and fully covered as it was, or completely uncovered, I guess you could say.
Painted.
So,
not painted.
What? Yeah. Used in little costumes, injured,
squished,
bleeding,
stung.
Oh yeah. So I'll just go first since I'm talking. That's my caveat for this movie is if you can handle that, it's kind of funny. It's not a good movie. I don't know if Jackass can be a good movie, but it made me laugh, and I haven't laughed that long since probably like Cop Shop. So I don't really know how to rate this because I laughed and enjoyed it more than I feel like I should. But don't go see it in the big screen because that just makes the whole first half of my review even worse.
Yeah, the dick is like
stream it if you're going to watch this. It's like Godzilla sized for a little while. So there's that.
Right off the bat.
Balls have never looked
right
bigger.
off the bat. Yeah. So
it's all about angle.
Yeah, he definitely had the biggest balls of them all.
And I mean, the way that they went to get these ball shots, like tough.
Yeah. Ball shots in a literal and figurative sense. So anyways, I think I'm gonna stop. I'm stream it / don't watch it unless you can handle all that. And if you have if you're a sympathetic puker and you see people puking, also probably don't watch this movie.
But you should know that by now.
Yeah, that's always
you need to know that.
Yeah, it's a big
just
Jackass.
Covering my bases.
No,
if you can handle all that, then go see it.
All right, Mattson.
To quote one of my coworkers, Alec, who is a massive movie buff, we were talking about this movie. He's like, was just surprised. He's like, I can't believe this movie wasn't NC-17 with the amount of. Can I say dicks? I just said it anyways, but he's just like, man, new standard for R-rated movies on what they're willing to show on screen. Because before we saw a lot of things from the female body, but it looks like Hollywood is ready to fully lean into some hairy balls, which not sure if I'm ready for that myself, but I mean, that's what you're looking for. If you've been missing out on those, I mean, Jackass presents them in very creative ways, especially Chris Pontius, main character, his balls are throughout the movie. I mean, not to spoil anything, but there's a point when he makes his wiener like paper thin. And don't ask me why he decided to do that.
Plays the paddle ball.
Yeah, he plays paddle ball with it. But to get back to the review, like if you this is Jackass in and of itself. I will say I missed one of my favorite members, Bam Margera, that was going through some legal stuff with Paramount, and I feel like he was one of the core members of Jackass, and not having him, and also Ryan Dunn, who rest in peace, Ryan, definitely missed both of those members. They bring a lot to the screen, a lot to that dynamic, and this Jackass tried to sprinkle in some new members that they weren't bad. Like it didn't detract, but it didn't feel the same as others because the main crew, in my opinion, wasn't there. But other than that, I mean, a lot of the stunts that you see in this, there's a lot of repeat stunts that they tried to do from their past to kind of tie it all together, which was okay. But for me personally, I thought they leaned a little bit too much into the genitalia stuff, and I wanted to see some more creative stunts. I think they leaned onto that a little much, but it's core Jackass, puking, a bunch of ball punching. They get some good celebrities in there. You're going to be entertained. You're going to laugh. I would encourage you, if you haven't seen any of the previews, stay away from them as much as possible. It's still, there's a lot of things that you don't see that won't detract from it, but if you're a Jackass fan, I'd say go see it. Go. It's worth it. If you want to see him for one last time, go for it.
So are you giving this a worth it then?
I'm gonna give it a worth it for the sense of if you're Jackass fan through and through and you want to see it, still gonna give it a worth it because it's nostalgic. It's not a strong worth it, but go for it.
Fair enough. All right, Javier.
Dude, I am trying to think because I have a ton of caveats too, except I don't know what they are. I think my main caveat is if you've never seen a Jackass movie before, you are not going to like this. Like if you have no idea what Jackass is about, this is not going to be enjoyable to you. I agree with Mattson though. I think they did lean too much into the dick thing. Like I'm all for dick punishment, like Francis Ngannou punching you in the balls. I'm all for that. But yeah.
Like the cup test one where they redid that. That's awesome. That was funny.
That was probably the best part. But yeah, I think Mattson's right. Like I really like Jackass for just the shenanigans that they would get into. Like every time they bring out the old man Johnny, I think that's always great. So anyway, I wish they spent more time doing stuff like that, which they did in the movie. So it's not like it's just one shot after another of Steve-O's crotch. But anyway, apart from that, like they brought back some other stuff like the bull run with Johnny Knoxville and the cup test and stuff. And those are great. Those are awesome. So anyway, I'm going to give it a stream it as well, though, because I don't think you necessarily need to see it in theater. But if you like the Jackass movies, I think you need to see it eventually.
It's fair.
Maybe I should give a preface. If you have an AMC A-list membership, just go see it in theaters. If not, then go stream it because that definitely helps.
Yeah. Oh man, this one's so tough for me because I'm not a big fan of like Jackass in general. Like I never was, even as a kid, like because it's that kind of funny. Like I laugh, don't get me wrong, because you can't help it. No matter if you think this shit is insane or not, and it's not your bag, you can't help but laugh. People getting hit in the nuts, throwing themselves off hills and doing stupid shit. You can't help but laugh. But like, I feel pain more than I laugh. Like, it's really like I'm like so uncomfortable most of that movie, and I always have been. Penis or not, I feel uncomfortable watching these movies and the TV show. Like all my friends when I was in high school were like Jackass every freaking Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night or whatever the hell it was. And I didn't. Like, I just didn't because it made me uncomfortable because I'm like, I can't even fathom doing the shit that they do. And this one was even worse because, like, here's the funny part about that I noticed about Jackass. Yes, there is a lot of dick in this movie, all up in your face and out front, center, no cover, whatever. But that's always been the case. They've just always had their hands over their junk in the previous ones because Hollywood, it was a big faux pas to show dick where you could show everything in the female anatomy, which I get. Dicks are ugly. Let's just go ahead and get that shit out there. So
your dick is ugly.
Well, my dick is very ugly, and so is yours because dick is ugly.
Mine is beautiful.
Yeah.
Mine should be on Jackass. It should be on the silver screen.
No such thing. Anyway, so yes, there's a lot of dick. You'll have to get used to that. But it was really what I will say for me is I had never seen a Jackass movie in the theater, and doing it with friends was really fun. Like, because I think I laughed at you guys laughing more than I laughed at the movie itself. Because I was just always cringing in the corner during the movie.
Dude, I was like cupping my balls the whole time. I was like,
too.
Oh, just like wincing.
Yeah. That's still one of my favorite things about Jackass. You'll notice if you watch all that, there's scenes where someone gets hit in the balls and then like other members of the cast are covering their balls at the same time because they're worried they're going to get sneak attacked.
Yeah. Anyway, but to everybody's point, if you're a Jackass fan, if this is something that you enjoyed going, go see it, because to be honest, it's even more extreme. And I'm, like, I don't want a bunch of dick everywhere, but at the same time, like, I realize that's part of what these guys do. And so that didn't really bother me as much as, like, there's some pretty brutal shit that happens in this movie that was just like, oh my God. And I'm telling you, look, I love you guys, but if you, like, even willingly we went and did some stunts and you did half the shit these guys do to each other, we would not be friends anymore. I don't know how these guys stay friends. Like, it's crazy to me. So it's a monument to friendship, but I'm giving it a stream it just because of what it is. And this is such a hard movie. I'm interested for the deep dive because I'm with Ian too. To me, it's not actually a movie. It's a bunch of fucking stunts and a bunch of clips. And
it's a compilation of clips
put together.
Yeah.
It's not a movie.
But it's entertaining at moments. And I can't wait to talk about the stunts in depth in the deep dive because Jesus, there's a lot of shit that happens in this movie that needs to be talked about.
I'm so excited to talk about that cup challenge.
Oh, dude.
That scarred me. That changed me. I'm a different person now.
Yeah. It's something else. All right. So there it is. A bunch of streamings and worth it. Go check out this film, especially if you're a Jackass fan. It is what it is. It's Jackass through and through, only stepped up a level.
If you're a Jackass fan, like, grow up. You're like 30. So
40.
Older than that.
I was gonna say most Jackass fans are closer to my age than yours.
Or 40. Just at this point, just let it go.
I mean, at least two of the guys doing these in the movie were almost 50.
I know. So. It's mostly for them. Like, Johnny, go home, dude.
Seriously.
Go tend your garden. He wears like a cardigan the whole time. He like looks like an old man. And I love how they have that stupid disclaimer, like, these are done by professionals. I'm like, was it? No.
Yeah.
It's
under the supervision of professionals, maybe. But.
Yeah, there you go. And it's like, do not try these at home. I'm like, no. What?
Yeah.
There's no money on this earth that could get me to do most of those things.
Dude, you're talking about the generation. This is like the world where people were eating Tide Pods for views. So,
no, that's fair. But
I can't say I wouldn't do a lot of that for money because I have done some stupid things. In fact, like in Taylor's own words, she was like, "You would be good. You'd have been like good for Jackass." And I was like, "Yeah, I probably would have done most of that stuff, except the wiener stuff is where I feel like I draw the line."
Would you have done the cup challenge? Or are we talking like?
Yeah, you could get me to do that probably for the right amount of money. Yeah, for sure.
The one that we saw in this movie.
Yeah. I'm not going to do like Steve-O thing or like any of that. I'm not putting bees down there, but
no, I'm just talking about the cup challenge. Like,
yeah. I don't think that would really scare me.
The cup challenge.
The only one that would really that would be horrifically. It's funny. The bungee, not the bungee, the pogo stick one scared me the most.
Oh, what? The 4 stages of the.
Okay, I know we got to get to the.
We're getting dangerously
close. That's going to be fun. Yeah, the deep dive is going to be fun. All right. So with that, Matt, to tell everybody where they can find us.
Yeah, check us out on our website, whatsoververdict.com, especially for the upcoming slate of movies that we're going to be reviewing. chime in with us on Facebook and Instagram, most especially from a social media perspective. Let us know what you want us to review and what you're excited to see in the upcoming feature. And as always, thanks for listening.
Yeah. All right. There it is. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Cinemagic out.
Whoa!